And hello again. Welcome to part three. This is going to be a short one. It's going to be quite a mind melter for you if you're already sort of dying at this stage. But once you get to understand it, you should be okay. Again, for what really I'm going to show you is going to be pretty basic stuff. So uh, you just don't get too worried so far, and um, we'll go from there. Yeah, I wouldn't be too worried at this stage. So the next part we're going to go through is the but wait, there's more or the gotcha part of digital forensics where sometimes it's like it, but sometimes it's not. It's the way it is with digital forensics. Sometimes this is how it works for some software, but occasionally this software or this program does it differently. And if you get it wrong, you go to the wrong spot, you don't find what you're looking for. But odds are you'll probably find it eventually because you'll realize you've got it wrong. Now, for tests and that, of course, it's pass or fail, and it doesn't matter that you use your common sense and you wouldn't be able to find what you were looking for, so you'd go back and look at it. No, you've got to know exactly what the answer straight away. Even though digital forensics is mostly Google forensics because it's just too much to learn. You're not going to know everything. You're not going to be perfect at it. You just got to sometimes know the principles and then just do some research on the subject. Again, some certifications are better than others, but there's this obsession with sort of knowing how to suck eggs when in reality, as long as you know the basic principles, you don't really need to know. I mean, I very rarely go into the byte level or the hex level for data. You need it for very special cases. So I'm a bit jolted on that affair, but in any case, I'll teach you this anyway so you guys don't get lost. So I'm going to teach this now, but it will rear its head later on and you'll be able to understand it. So if you do get lost in this video, don't worry. This will probably be shown in your partitioning part of my videos, just to understand how not video, we'll do video forensics later, just understand how a hard drive stores data. So I showed you something awful, something that you wish you didn't see, which is, um, where's my paint? Let's put that to the right so you can see it. And then let's open up my paint, which is pretty much binary. Now, I showed you the 8 character value or the 8-bit value of 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's add another one, which is 1, 2, 8, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, and 1, which equals 255. But sometimes you can have 2 bytes together, which leaves the absolute mind-numbing pain train that is adding even more. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I'm not going to make it too obsessive. But if we did 2 bytes together, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, and then 2 bytes together, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1. So if we did all this mad stuff and doubled and doubled and doubled, like like we're taught to do, um, our minds would melt and we'd give up. Why is this up? I don't want you. I want my calculator. I don't want you. Up paint. There we are. Let's bring up my calculator first. There we go. Can you see my calculator, boys? No, you can't. I put this at the top, so I was hoping you would be able to see it. I know what I'll do. I'm a clever boy. Ready for this? Oh, not that one. It's going to melt your mind, is it? Paint calculator. Is there a reason why you're not showing the calculator now? Did I offend you? I guess I did. Alright, Mr. Machine. We will open up the calculator again for you. Ready for it? And then we'll put paint calculator. Alright, now you're really pissing me off. How about well, teaching digital friends. There we go. Oh, now you want to talk. Okay, Big Show. So we bring the calculator down here. There we go. Now, which one is it? And then bring this over here. There we go. Wonderful. Now it's real clever stuff, yeah? We're all living a dream now. Very high tech. So, where was I? I don't even remember where I was. You get rather jolted and mind-numbed through this sort of work. Become dull and boring. So don't do this if you actually want to be the life and soul of the party. In any case, where was I? So if we wanted to work all this mad crap out, which honestly I don't really want to, we would probably go to our calculator like a normal person and go 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1. You can see that's only 2 bytes and already it's taken up half the screen. And that would equal a decimal value of 62,731. Or would it? Well, we'll go into a bit more detail about that. I'll maybe confirm first. That is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. Yep. So that would be, apparently, according to our decimal value, 662,731. But we now have to talk about the evil that is little Endian and big Endian. So, using the logic that the smallest one goes here, the smallest byte, small, sad face, and the big boy, the big byte goes here, happy face. This is what would be correct, because of course a small byte would be 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, and then 200 and whatever, and so on and so forth. That would be correct. But if we reversed it, if the small one went first and the big boy went second, then we'd have a completely different value. And to prove that, I will now show it to you. So the small one went first, and we did put this in differently. By the small one going first, I mean it's still the same byte order, but this byte goes before that byte. We did 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1. 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1. Yeah, I know it looks a bit different, don't worry about it. Just the calculator just ignores the zeros on this. So that's the whole byte. And then we put the big boy next. 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. We'd end up with a decimal value of 3061. And to confirm, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So if the small boy went first, and we used our calculations and we calculated with this byte first in this order, and then the big one came after, we would end up with this. Now, if the big boy was first, the highest value, so this is 256 and this is that ridiculous number, then it would be this value. And this is the nightmare that is big Endian and little Endian. So big Endian is the big boy goes first. No problems. Everyone's happy. You just put 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1 in, and then put this byte in afterwards. So that would be 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, and this one, and then 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1. But if the small boy went first, it would be 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So, little boy, little Endian, little boy go first, and then big E, big Endian. Now, you're probably dead at this stage. You're looking at this and going, what the fuck is going on? When I first looked at it, I was the same. But you just need to be aware of it. So the reason why is because you can get such massively different values. If the big boy goes first, you get 62,731. But if the little boy goes first, or little Endian, the smallest byte goes first, then 3061. Now, if you're trying to find something like a file, or you're trying to find out how big something is, like the size of a file, and that information is stored in little Endian, but you mistake it as big Endian, you think that file is 62,731 bytes. That's big. When in reality, it's only 3,061. Or if you're trying to go somewhere on a hard drive and it says go to this part of the drive, it's located at 62,731. It's actually located at 3,061 because it's in little Endian. And you go to the wrong place and you're confused and you're like, where the hell am I? The honest answer for this is if you're not in the right spot, you just try again with little Endian. So you've tried big boy, big Endian, it got you in the middle of nowhere, it took you to the wilderness of your hard drive. So then you just go back to where you started and you go and use little Endian. And then it'll probably take you where you need to go. Or you would probably just do a right-click properties, or your software would tell you actually the actual size, and you'd be confused and not understand how it works. But at least you got it right. But really, this is something to be aware of. Now, most of the low-level hard drive, most of the low-level sort of parts of a computer, like the initial storage and root directory and all that sort of stuff, we'll go into details later about that, will be little Endian for values. So, and most of your forensic software, you can have the option to have it selected for little Endian. We'll select that and we'll explain that later on. But for other areas, perhaps certain programs or certain pieces of software, they may do things in big Endian. And then you're on the pain train. You probably do Google Forensics again, but and find out which is which. But there's something to be aware of. You have little Endian and big Endian, and if you get the byte order wrong, or you don't select big Endian when it is big Endian, or you don't select little Endian when it's little Endian, you're going to get horribly lost and confused. But it's an easy fix because you'll find out. You'll just try both. But it's just something to be aware of. Little Endian and big Endian. If you want to get the right value, you've got to remember how the bytes are stored in what order they are stored in. If they're stored in big Endian, the big boy goes first, and you work out your calculations assuming that the big boy is the first byte and they're going to have the highest values. So your 10,000, 5,000 odd crap, and then your small value will be at the back, you know, your 1, 2, 4, and 8. But if it's in little Endian, then you count this boy as a small one, which would be your 256, 64, 32. And then this one would be your big boy, which would be like your 10,000, whatever the fuck. And then you work out better that way. Just remember how it's stored. You won't know it off by heart. No one knows it off by heart. This is a silly thing that digital forensics obsess around. Like, no one's going to know this off by heart. As long as you know what you're looking at and how it stores those bytes, you'll be fine. This is something to be aware of. We'll go into details. I'll explain to you what places are stored and how it's stored in, so you don't make any big mistakes. But there you go. That's your video on Endian. Again, your mind's melted at this stage. Don't worry. This is just the basics, the groundwork. When you actually get into it, when you actually start doing it, life will be so much easier. You actually start doing it, and it's not this pain train people make it out to be. So don't worry so much about it. It's very daunting when you get into it because it's like learning a whole new language. But don't worry so much. Chill, be cool. Did you actually see the whole thing? No, you didn't. Don't worry, I will show it to you now. There you go. 11110101 for big Endian. 00001011. And little Endian will be 00001011. 111010. And actually, you probably see it in hex, but again, don't wait so much. You see it in hex. Just remember, this you see it in just we'll go through it. Don't worry, it'll be easy, easy stuff. Don't worry so much. Sure, it's fine. This is fine. This is the crap stuff you're told to learn, but you don't really need to do digital forensics. If I would be real with you, Chief, very rarely have I gone into the zeros and ones, and occasionally I've gone into hex to do some things like file carving, but you're just trying to find patterns. You're not actually trying to decipher it yourself. If you were to decipher a picture that is 1,000 bytes or 1 kilobyte, bearing in mind that most pictures are what we're talking about 32 megabytes, so that's thousands and thousands and thousands of bytes. You would probably spend years or months trying to work it out, when in reality you're just looking for patterns and just understanding how it works. So all you really need to do to come away from this is be aware that computer systems can store bytes in certain orders. It could store it with the big value being first, or it could store it with the little value being first. Little Endian has the little value first, and big Endian has the big value first in a number of bytes. We'll go into more detail. It'll get easier, I promise. Okay? Don't worry. Cheers.